And up YouTube, and welcome back to a new video with me, Rams fan YT. I am running really behind. The kickoff is a matter of seconds away for Argentina versus Egypt in this round of 16 tie. We're going to try and quickly squeeze them in lineups before we kick off in terms of this round of 16 game, which sees Salah up against Messi, two of the best players in the world. So your lineups for today: 4-4-2 for both sides. Argentina got Emi Martinez in goal, Tagliafico, Lisandro Martinez, Christian Romero, and Molina as a back four. Midfield four: Enzo Fernandez, Paredes, Alexis McAllister, and Paul, and a front two of Alvarez and that man Lionel Messi, who is going to be the captain, of course, has had a great World Cup. All things considered. Egypt, they are also in a 4-4-2 with Shabir in goal, Hani, Ibrahim, Rabia, and Havertz in back four. A midfield four of Ashur, Atia, Lachine, and Hassan, and a front two, that man captain Mo Salah and Zico. Omar Marmoush does not feature in the starting lineup. I don't know if he's nursing an injury. I don't know why he is not in the starting 11. Seems a bit odd to me. But we are, well, we're, to be honest, a matter of seconds away from kickoff. It's, well, maybe Argentina playing 4-4-2, maybe a 4-1-3-2. They're not quite too sure. And Egypt might be playing 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1. Again, question marks over that. I'm supposed we'll find out as the game progresses. But yes, no Omar Marmoush in the starting lineup. It's a bit of a surprise, maybe, for Egypt, one of their better players, of course. There's a couple of good players on the bench for Argentina: Lautaro Mancines, Nicolas Otamendi, but certainly not as strong side as we've seen in the past, I would argue, from this Argentina team. In spite of that, they have had a very good World Cup campaign so far. If I can get my words in order and teeth back into place. I think it's the battle of the number 10s. I mean, everyone's going to be talking about Messi versus Salah in this game, of course. I've watched, certainly I watched Egypt play. I think they were up against Australia in the last round. I think I watched the second half of that game on Friday night in a pub, more or less. And Egypt managed to gain the victory, although it wasn't without a bit of a task ahead of them. Argentina will kick us off, and we are underway. We were very much delayed in starting this stream, so I do apologise for that. Time sort of ran away with me. But it's with Emi Martinez at the moment. Argentina looking to dominate possession, I imagine, in this game. It's lifted downfield, but the header can't find its intended target. Oh, if they managed to come away with that, it's a great tackle, although a resulting injury for the one who did it. I don't know if it's Alvarez. I'm not sure who it is. The referee has called it to a stop. I'm trying to figure out what happened there. Overstretch of a muscle, maybe? It's certainly, if it was a foul, it'd be going the other way. I'm not entirely sure what's happened in this position. It looks painful, and I think it's Enzo Fernandez who's on the ground. Worrying early signs for an injury this early on. It is Enzo Fernandez. Just to confirm, he is now back on his feet. And going to resume play. A little bit of stoppage time already being added on. Hopefully this game doesn't go to extra time. I've got things to do tonight. I've got a barbecue with some friends, so I won't be watching as well the Colombia versus Switzerland game. Although I'm sure that'll be an interesting one, because whoever plays in that one is due to play up against whoever wins this one, I think. So coming forward now, a chance of feeding through ball. It's slightly too wide at the moment. They're going to have to recycle possession, Argentina. But it wasn't a bad attempt to get forward, as so much has often happened in this World Cup. They get into these dangerous positions, these big teams, but have yet to find someone to necessarily pull the trigger. There's a lot of forward midfield play, but not a lot of actual goal mouth chances. I mean, at the moment, Argentina just keeping it around in defence, content to just let things play. De Paul goes in field, and it's lifted over, I think, by Messi, and should normally be going much further. How often have we talked about Lionel Messi at this stage? I mean, he has been in so many campaigns, been such a great player and a joy to watch. And even this World Cup, his standards haven't dropped. Compared to Ronaldo, who I think has had quite a poor campaign, Messi, anything but. Still on track to potentially even win the Golden Boot, actually. And against the likes of Egypt, whose defence isn't the best in the world, they're not known for that department particularly, we could definitely see Messi on the score sheet. Egypt currently do have it in defence and working through midfield nicely. I was very impressed by Zico, and I've seen him. He's obviously come on for our Marmouche in this starting lineup. Could be an interesting one. Can't quite get the break. That is an injury for Rousseau, something like that. It's number 8. He's got groin injury by the looks of it. Argentina just played on regardless. He's still clutching his groin. I don't know entirely what happened. Can often be quite a bad injury. That's surely going to be a free kick. Yes, says the referee. It is, a look of disbelief from Martinez, but I don't think he complained too much about that. So, Egypt gets us underway. Clearly, their number 8 has not injured himself too much, because neither side seemed to be particularly complaining about getting him off. He's in space now, actually, but opted to go wide. He has it now, number 8, who does a flick on, and it's found to Mo Salah. It's out wide. It's actually quite good play at the moment, and a chance to run onto it. But Argentina managed to salvage the situation. It was getting dangerous that the wing-backs and defenders for Argentina have been doing a decent job at keeping, so far, Argentina away from the final third. And that penalty area, which is such a vital area in the game. We are in Atlanta for this game. Can't quite control it. And it goes to De Paul. And but Egypt reclaimed possession quite easily, actually, in reality. A lot of names that potentially we aren't used to seeing so much in the World Cup, and that's part of the joy of it. But at the same time, it makes me quite difficult for maybe the commentators like myself to learn all these new players from scratch. That is given a foul. It's on the far side, and I think it's Hassan who's gone down. It's a definite foul, but there's no complaints for me at all. Don't know what the number 3 Tagliafico was thinking about. Chance for Salah to whip in a free kick then. First attacking set piece of the game for Egypt. Like so Christian Romero in the box will be looking to kick this out from danger. Return to Salah. He opted to go short. The long pass comes in. And it was on the far post, and I thought he might have got there, the number 2, but he couldn't quite manage it. And it is going to be a throw into Argentina. So far, Egypt looking a bit more exciting in the final third, but again, it's still quite even, actually. We saw a very even game last night between Portugal and Spain, and it took a momentarily lapse of concentration from Portugal and a relatively routine goal to see Spain go through to the next round. We might be in a similar position here. Can't keep that in play. That is not good play at all by Martinez. There. And Egypt kick it far downfield, but it's deflected, fortunately, into the path of Argentina's midfield. And a chance to go forward. There's plenty of players within the attacking third, but they're forced to go into the centre circle due to the intense pressure that Egypt are applying. And sort of slowing down a bit the pace at the moment. Utilising the wings, both teams, to quite brutal effect. Seen a lot of wing play increase over the years, and that's a great ball if it can be utilised. Lionel Messi can't quite manage, but it is going to go out for a throw-in, I think, which Molina will take. He gives it to Messi, who has to go all the way back to his defensive players. But a chance to go forward. He's potentially offside there, but the flag is still down at the moment. The chip comes in. Oh, how has he missed that? How was that missed? It was given as offside eventually. I mean, he is a solid yard offside. I was going to say it looked offside to me. But the question on everybody's lips is how on earth from 2 yards away as the number 24 not got by the back of the net. A very disappointing effort. Thankfully, it won't count because of the offside, but my days. If that's the quality you have in the final third, that's nowhere near good enough. So, all the way back to Martinez, Emiliano Martinez, that is, in the Argentina goal. His exploits during the 2022 World Cup caused a lot of things to change, including forcing goalkeepers to stay on the line and not put up to too many distractions during penalties taken. And he obviously got fined for his crude expression with the World Cup trophy, which I don't think anyone particularly wanted to see. It's a very different side, though, this one, from the one which Argentina won. There was a lot of old players in that squad. But it's a bit of an odd bunch of players, to be honest. I'm not used to seeing many of these players at all, and I am going to say it now. I'm a very English-centric YouTube channel, so probably not too surprising, but well, I'm waffling a bit because Egypt have just got it in their defensive area and just content to keep it around at the back. When a progressive play happens, we'll be interested. There's a long ball forward there, but it's a bit into no man's land, and Argentina will sweep up, and they have a chance to faff around a bit with it in defence. I mean, Argentina are almost playing, European style football. Not really the tiki-taka we're used to of the South American football. Long ball forward. It was a great flick on, but seconds couldn't come to anything, but they have managed to get a throw in. Argentina, that is. The options out wide are quite good, to be fair, and I'd like to see them utilised a bit more. We're currently being used with the number 3. I think it's DePaul, is it number 3? He's certainly pushing forward a fair bit. I mean, everybody is powering forwards. They're basically most of the time left with only 2 at the back. Argentina, as the wing backs progress so far forward. But that's the sort of modern day era football for you. The more players you progress forward, I suppose, the more the other team has to commit players back in defence. Egypt have managed to get a turnover here. That's going to be a foul. Yet again, number 8 is the one who's injured. He's not wanting to have the help up by Zico. DePaul is the one who went. I think that's a dive, to be honest. It's an absolute dive. It's been a fair few dives that haven't been picked up this World Cup. I will say it now. It's not been great to see. I mean, we saw it almost in the second game whenever that USA game was, that the yellow card decision was overturned because of a dive and given the other way. It was Tim Ream who was the one who was accused initially of a foul and then was overturned by VAR. Thought that would have set a bit of a precedent, but alas, not so far. It will be a corner kick for Egypt. You know, pitting themselves up against a nation of absolute players of legend gone by. Messi, Sergio Aguero, Diego Maradona. Ball comes in, headed on, and it's a goal. Nobody quite saw that coming. But it's a great goal. It's the number 2 for Egypt who scored it with a fantastic header. And Egypt have had the breakthrough. I was a bit stunned, to be honest. There was like this Yasser, who is the one who scored. No one in Egypt seemed to know what was going on at all. In Argentina. The defence just switched off and Yasser scored with a brilliant header that was not marked. Messi can't believe it. There was no tracking of the runners in that. It was he's completely onside. It was being kept on by the number 6, Molina, I think it is. And who wasn't picking him up either. Definitely the fault of the number 6, who should be in front of him in that position. It could even potentially be considered an own goal. There's different angles show different things of who touched it. But a brilliant goal nevertheless. They've caught Argentina sleeping, and now the advantage is 1-0 to Egypt, the nation from North Africa. And we've seen, fellow North African side Morocco doing so well this World Cup. Well, Egypt are exploiting a similar situation. They're actually going forward again, and so far Argentina haven't got out of fourth gear. They need to be much more up for this game right now. Yasser Ibrahim has been the one who scored the goal in the 15th minute and putting his name in Egyptian folklore for time to come. I need to shut my mouth when I say it's just all about the Salah show at Egypt, because clearly the rest of their players got equal quality. A few of these will probably be getting big moves over the summer due to their performances in the World Cup. And it's finally cleared. Mo Salah couldn't quite get it, and it will be a throw in about the halfway line. But at the moment, disappointing. It was Christian Romero, by the way, who got the diving in challenge. He needed to do it. Well, it's been an exciting start. We've seen a nice and early goal. They say get a goal nice and early to settle the nerves. Why is McAllister like almost gone skinhead with his haircut? I don't know if he's still at Brighton, but feels like he's cut his hair very short there. Zico challenging and managing to win his team a. Oh, it's gone to Argentina's way. I don't think that was the right call there. Looked like Zico hadn't touched and it was a number 13, but Lino was right on it, to be fair, so I can't complain too much. Is that a foul off the ball? The referee's holding halt to a play. If it is, and it's not a great play at all. Yeah, he's just been stamped on. Yes, Ibrahim will probably end up in the book there for that. No? It certainly was a free kick. He stamped on the player. It was Alvarez, I think. He was stamped on. Well, Argentina needed to get someone to pull something out of the hat. When you have that man Messi, you can never quite stay quiet at 1-0 though. So Egypt will want to extend their lead. Talking about Messi, he currently has it now in midfield and he's progressing it forward nicely. Chance to, that could be a penalty. The referee has instantly pointed to the spot. But there's going to be questions about this. I'm going to see it quite a lot. But a potential penalty has been given away. I mean, looking at it here, he's onside for one. So it wasn't off. And it looked like, yeah, I don't think that will be overturned. Tagliafico was impeded against by Hassan. And he's just cut into him and not got the ball. This is a definite penalty, stonewall penalty. There's no disputing it for me. It's a clear-cut penalty. And as I was mentioning, Egypt couldn't switch off for a moment of me. I've just sloppily given away a penalty, to be honest. Messi will, of course, be the one to take it. He hasn't had the best record recently. He's missed 2 of his last 5 penalties for both club and country. I'm sure that won't play too much into his mind at the moment. He is a very much professional, accomplished player who has scored countless penalties in his career. And he'll be looking to add to that now. And he's saved, to be fair. The Messi penalty is saved by Egyptian's goalkeeper, who has definitely improved his standing. And the counter-attack is silenced by a foul. Wow. That's going to be a yellow card for one of the Egyptian coaching staff. So, I mean, it definitely looked a bad challenge on the counter. I can see why. We're going to look at the penalty replay. It was so easily read. Like, it was so obvious which way it was going to go. And is it Shohi or something, whatever he's called? I mean, he had a great campaign, actually, the Egyptian goalkeeper. Has had an absolutely phenomenal one. It's just increased it a bit further. The referee putting away his yellow card. And I don't know who it was. It was one of the Egyptian coaching staff. It wasn't the manager who got booked. So Egypt have it, and we'll be getting them winning a throw-in. We'll talk a lot about that number 23, the goalkeeper for Egypt. I think he's had as much as a play for Egypt's lead at the moment, as the scorer Ibrahim Yasser Ibrahim. It's always a toss-up of which one comes first. But wow, what a half. Or not even a half, 20 minutes or so, just over 20 minutes at the moment. And we've had a penalty save and a goal. And it's Egypt who are carrying the lead. 1-0. But we've already seen that Argentina can get into dangerous positions. So yeah, coming to think about it, we have seen a fair few penalty saves across this World Cup, actually. The goalkeepers have stood up and been counted for very well. And the Argentina attack is cut out for the delight of the Egyptians. Zico fouled there. He may have been. I'm not impressed, by the way, from this number 6. I'll find out who he is at the drinks break, but he's not been great. He was definitely at fault for the first goal, and we're having a drinks break now, actually. I'm going to find out who he is. Who are you? I wasn't really paying attention so much when I was reading through the lineups. Lisandro Martinez, is it? Who's normally really a good player, but wow, he's been not great. I mean, they've not said that it was the error leading to goal for him, but I'm going to be honest, it was. He didn't pick up his man and was playing him firmly onside. Chaubert hasn't actually been, I don't think this is updated for the penalty save. I mean, they have said that he saved the penalty. I don't know why they haven't given him higher rating at the moment. So for score, Ibrahim has had a great game. Hassan has not, by the way. He's had a bit of a ropey one himself. But yeah, going forward, we need to improve some of the players at the moment for Argentina. I think they are content to sort of just let the game go a bit so score. It's always a bit hard to read it until half time when we've actually seen the stats grow a bit. But yeah, Chaubert is the player for me who should be towards getting the man of the match at the moment, whether it's him or the Ibrahim, Yasser Ibrahim. I don't know. Because at both ends of the pitch at the moment, Egypt have so far been bettering than Argentina. I mean, a lot of people will be talking about that penalty miss by Messi, but I think I was sort of maybe bigging him up a bit before this game. He's had a good World Cup. I think he scored something like 7 goals, so it's not as if he's had a bad campaign. By the way, the stadium looks absolutely hideous. It's like all like these triangles sort of thing. I don't understand this stadium at all. There was a possible injury scare for Chaubert, actually, in the last game, I think it was. By the way, I'm not covering it, but later on tonight is the Switzerland versus Colombia game. And on Thursday, I will hopefully be covering France v Morocco. And obviously on Saturday, Norway are playing up against England, which I also hope to cover. So I will not be covering whoever is the winner of this game versus whoever's winner of Colombia versus Switzerland, partly because it starts at 2 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday. Yeah, maybe not. I'll be just content if England can get through at this point. At that point in proceedings. But still lots of action and football to come in the upcoming couple of weeks of football, and we're already beginning to get predictions out. The Tier 8 ones were all released as posts today. Hopefully Tier 9 out tomorrow, Tier 10 the day after, and then on Friday a video for my National League North and South predictions. That's how I'm hoping it will pan out. It's always more optimism than anything. I'm moving back to the Midlands this week, so, at the end of this week on Sunday afternoon. So putting a lot of stuff into boxes, and therefore it's going to be, I'm hoping to get it. The last thing I'll put away is recording equipment, but it does mean, unfortunately, that some of the planning time that I would normally put in for videos has been significantly cut. 4 years in Newcastle coming to an end. Cross comes in, and Alexis McAllister's head was almost resulting in a goal, by the way. I've been waffling a bit, but that was a good effort by the Brighton man. I think he still plays for Brighton. Feels like he's one of them ones who's just been at Brighton for an eternity, but I can't tell you if he's still there or not at the moment. He also has the least Argentinian sounding name, Alexis McAllister. Sounds Scottish, doesn't it? Well, all the way back to Shabir in the Egyptian goal. Getting towards my man of the match at the moment. And Egypt are under a sustained attack at the moment. Messi has got it. He has got a lot of red shirts in front of him, so he's forced to cross it. It's deflected up and into the arms of Shabir. He was never in doubt whether he was going to get that ball. And he bowls it out. And I think Mo Salah thinks he was fouled there. It's a fantastically long bowl. I don't think it was almost half the length of the pitch. Well, if you've ever played on a football pitch, you know how far that is, especially one the size of the World Cup standards. I mean, they're verifying a bit. And a great chance for a counter-attack. Zico can't quite get there, but it wasn't bad. And Egypt are now going to be facing a counter-attack from Argentina with a bit of zip play. He's in space if he can able to get there. He crosses in, but it's cleared. Well, that's potentially going to be a foul. McAllister thinks he was pushed in the back and fouled it. I think that is a foul, to be honest, and it is. It is being given as a free kick. And it's a decent position. That headed chance, by the way, from McAllister earlier. It was a great towering header, but Shabir met it. Going to be a wall then for Egypt. Messi is obviously standing over this. He's not the only one. It would be a shock if he didn't take this. I mean, even for Messi, this is a difficult position for him to potentially score from. He would also be swinging at it from his weaker foot, but well, even so, just forced to save by Shabir. But so it's going to be a corner. It was bending around the wall, and that had some curl on it, but it hit the post actually. Shabir can rightfully claim he never touched it. Hit the post. So he's actually been given a goal kick. It looked almost, because of the way it bounced off the post, that he would have got the touch from it because it sort of went out at an odd angle. But I think if Shabir would have had it covered if it was on target, so it was one of them ones that could have been considered a good save, but it was a post in the end that denied Messi his chance. Second chance of the game that he hasn't managed to score a goal from. It's coming, though. By the way, the XG of Argentina is 1.1. Egypt, 0.13. That just shows how uselessly pathetic of a stat that is, right? Because currently Egypt are 1-0 up. Like, I don't understand our XG. Martinez is forced pressure by Zico, and he had to kick it out in desperation, out for a throw-in. This Martinez guy, Lisandro Martinez, he's not a good player. He's had a bit of a howler. A throw-in will be taken then. It's opted to go short to Zico. Cross comes in, there's a bobble of a head, and it's lucky enough that Romero can then do the clearing. And that will be a free kick, actually, for Argentina. We'll see what happened there. Yeah, I don't think Lashim can complain too much about that. Lashim did get involved. It was a sort of, they both went for the ball, but it was not great. Alvarez was the person who was came out on the wrong side of that. So a chance for Argentina to break through midfield, but too heavy of a touch. And see, and that's a beautifully controlled ball, actually, by the number 13 for Egypt. He's just been jumped over, non-rushing tackle with the ball in feet. You know, that is a difficult skill to do. And this is like, you know, where proper superior class of players are playing at this stage. And it's out wide, a chance to utilise a fair few players. There's a lot of players forward, and it's great to see how many bodies they have got forward at times. Egypt are not content to sit at 1-0. Oh, that's dispossessed cheaply. Where Messi can't get it. And well, what was that? just what was that? Havertz with an absolute wild shot. It went miles over and wide. It was from 8 miles back as well, which is such a odd thing to do. And it's just giving away the possession for enabled Argentina to, you know, force the issue a bit. And a great long field cross pass. And it's, well, it was well received by the number 3. Still chance. Messi into play. And someone needs to get a poke on it. They can't quite. They've got a throw in instead because it was a block through that crowd. Molina will take this throw in. He's gone all the way back. That's poor. To opt to do that instead of a forward throw in that position, it irks me. It really does. And at the moment, Argentina can't get past this wall of red defenders. I mean, in defence, they're almost playing, you know, 5-2-3. So the wing-backs can then progress forward in possession. One of the central defenders can then become a defensive midfielder. So it becomes a bit almost like a 4-3-3. And the wing-backs going forward for an overload. And Egypt clear it eventually. I mean, it wasn't great in terms of any of the attacking play from Argentina. They just didn't do anything with it. They've got constantly have men in front of them. That means that they can just not quite manage to break through. Egypt have countered Argentina's attacking force quite well. Well, not content to sit too far back. That's poor by Salah. He just assumed that someone was behind him to pass the ball to, and no one was. Messi. Is that going to be a free kick? No. A chance for a shot by Messi, and it's well wide and high, and it's all just all done wrong, to be honest. Can't keep a shot on target. Just let one fly, really. I mean, the goal that separates the two was very well worked, to be honest, and obviously that penalty save by Messi from a Messi penalty will be the talking points at half time, unless, of course, there is another goal to come. Still got 7 minutes of normal time and probably another few minutes on that, so maybe about 10 minutes or so. A great interplay at the moment from Argentina, who's stretching play a bit now, with Egypt chasing shadows. De Paul goes in field. And that's a beautifully weighted pass. And the cross comes in, and it's a great save, in all honesty. It had to be by the Egyptian goalkeeper, because the number 9 Alvarez had a fantastic shot. It was a wonderfully weighted pass to the number 3. And Alvarez's shot almost scored. I mean, it's a stretching out save, and it's caused an injury, I think. But what a close opportunity that was. Yeah, he's certainly down nursing his arm. Number 3 can't quite believe it. What a wonderfully weighted pass. It was to Argentina's number 3 while we're having an injury. That would be Tagliafico, who has impressed me immensely. I think it might be De Paul who had the actual cross-field pass. Well, good news is that the goalkeeper for Egypt is back on his feet and looks ready to carry on playing. McAllister doing a lot of shoving in the box. He's going to be told to stop. Messi to take this corner. Comes in, is headed away. And that'll be a goal kick. It's a header off target by Tagliafico. I think it was. Maybe De Paul was one of the ones who were in the box there. So 1-0 Egypt, approaching in the 40th minute now. So far, Argentina have huffed and puffed and come quite close on a fair few occasions, but yet to break past this Egyptian defence. That has been very much last ditch, and they've had decent enough opportunities to. And De Paul with it now. It's going to be a throw in. It's gone forward by Malima. And Just content to keep the ball at the moment, Argentina. They'll have to unlock something. The ball goes in field. And Paredes across. They have it in the penalty area, but everyone in Egypt is back in the penalty area and it's cleared downfield all the way to Emi Martinez. 7 attempts on goal for Argentina, only 2 for Egypt, 3 of them on target for Argentina, only 1 for Egypt. But all that doesn't matter, as Egypt are currently leading 1-0. Just takes that one chance that they had to get it on target and score, and well, the rest they say is currently history. The moment though, Argentina are lining up on the edge of the penalty area, and the shot eventually comes in. It's over the crossbar, blazed over by Alvarez. He's getting a bit desperate. You can see why. You know, it's a good chance at half-time to get a reset. I do suspect Argentina at least score in this game. Well, it's going to be an Egyptian throw. It seems a bit of a silly thing to try and force the issue there. He's telling a throw-in to go forward as the Egyptian coach or head coach. And Alexis McAllister manages to win the ball, but that's a poor ball by, I think it was DePaul. Mate, Ashoud, no one's touched you, Ashoud, mate. He's an annoying player at times. He has good spells, but also a very frustrating spells as well. And Argentina will open up play here. So it's out to chance to use Malima. He doesn't use Malima. He's just done too much, and well, he has managed to get his team a free kick out of it, but I mean, I still think the overload was there for Malima if they used him. I am obviously a neutral in this one, but I just want to see good attacking play. It's very far out. Set piece comes in and it's claimed by that man in yellow, the Egyptian goalkeeper, of course. But alas, he's not being beaten today, is he? And actually has a very decent kick on him as well, by the looks of it. It's a lovely bit of interlink play. Is that going to be a free kick? Yes, says the referee. Salah was the one who is down under a challenge. I mean, Christian Romero's just gone flying in, and you can't really complain when you've got completely taken out the player. Can't have too many complaints, I must say. 5 minutes of added time during this first half of football. It's thrown up in the air, headed on, flicked up, and it's become an aerial tennis match. Alexis McAllister flicking it on. Who can get the last header in? And actually, it's been brought down to touch by, well, can't. He's done too much on the rate for Egypt. And Argentina are going to have an attack towards the dying moments of this game. We've got probably 4 or 5 options, even more going forward at times. Cross comes in by DePaul. It's headed away. The second one's flicked on further as well by Salah. Ball comes in. And it's claimed by the Egyptian goalkeeper. He can breathe. Messi was bearing down on him a bit. So why are we getting an angle of someone's phone recording the pitch? What is going on? This is like amateur level stuff. Amateur time. Cheers, ITV. Well, I know it just streams for live feed. It's not their fault. Emiliano Martinez has slashed the ball downfield. And actually, it's not great. The header has resulted in actually of quite a bad injury. There's a number 5. And Alvarez just ducked under him and he fell really awkwardly. The Egyptian defender. Immediately the ice packs are coming out. Just trying to numb the pressure. I mean, that's not going to stop the Egyptian fans from having a whale of a good time at the moment. 1-0. It's still a bit nerve-wracking, though. It is worth saying. When you're only at 1-0 and you've got the firepower that Argentina have in their squad, it's going to be poor. We are going to have a resumption of play here. He's back up on his feet, to everyone's delight, by the way, with number 5. Doesn't he have to go off to the side? Apparently not. Thought we didn't normally have to take him off to the side when we can get called back on. If only once the medics have assessed if he's ready for that. Hassan coming forward. Done really well there to get the cross in, but it's headed away. And Argentina are being pressed, actually, in this final stages of the game. Minute and a half left. Might be a couple of minutes due to that injury, actually. Argentina progressing it onwards. Using the wide players at the moment. Is that Messi who's really deep at the moment with the ball? If so, that is ridiculous. When you become that deep, you become ineffectual. And Argentina are struggling to find answers to the questions of Egyptians' defence at the moment. And giving the ball to a load of people, and the final delivery is just not there. See, it's done well, actually, with number 3 there to put off the Argentine attack. I'm going to have a chance to have this. I don't even know what this is, because that's not where that happens. If it's a goal kick. It looks like there might be a substitute coming on for Morocco, for Egypt. Try not to say the wrong thing and offend a ton of people in the process. Well, they both play in red kits, don't they? Ashura, I think, is saying that his day is potentially over. He had that groin problem earlier on. He hasn't looked quite the same since. So I wouldn't be surprised if he came off at half-time. Someone from like Omar Marmoush, even potentially, if he's fit enough to play. Crossfield pass doesn't quite pay off. And well, I think we're probably going to have about the final whistle blown in a couple of seconds, to be honest. It's all the way. He's got to control this. He's on the edge of his area as well. Very, very lucky, because McAllister almost managed it. There's several players at half-time who've just all gone. onto their haunches for Morocco. Not Morocco, flipping it. Egypt. We're watching flipping Egypt, Stephen. I'm so sorry. I've got it in my head now. I've got it in my flipping head. I'm an idiot. So 1-0 to Egypt. Great. Shall we have a break at half time? Recover ourselves a bit. I'm going to open this window as well, let some natural light in. Oh. So yes, it's Yasser Ibrahim with a header of a goal, which makes the difference at the moment. Messi missing that penalty. Potentially talk about that. Hitting the post as well from a set piece. And we'll go through the lineups. 6.65 for Argentina, 6.8 for Egypt overall. Martinez on a 6.4. Are they attributing the fault of the goal to him? I don't think he's been that bad. I mean, was it a... I don't know. I feel that's a bit of a low rating, to be honest. 6.6 for Tagliafico. I don't think he's been bad, actually. I think he's going forward as a winger. It's been quite an impressive player. Defensively, question marks do remain for me over him. But in terms of him going forward, he's been in the right positions. 6.5 for Lisandro Martinez. Well, that's been generous for me. I thought he was the reason why Egypt scored. I think he had 7 defensive contributions, 5 of which are clearances. So maybe a little bit of a way to owning for the errors. But it's going to be honest, I don't think he's been particularly that good for me to this game so far. Christian Romero on a 6.8 has been slightly more involved. 6 defensive contributions. Has won all 3 of his aerial duels and won 2 out of 3 of the ground duels. And won 2 of his tackles. His error led to a shot, it is worth saying. So slightly problems with him as well in terms of defensively. I think we can all agree that Argentina's defences have been a problem at the moment. 6.7 Molina. Again, going forward, fine. Won 3 out of 4 ground duels, but I think he's not been making as many forward runs as I'd like him to. He's not been... There's a couple of times he's been in space and I've been irritated that we've not passed to him, but he's not made as many runs forward as I've wanted him to. 7.1 for Paredes. He's sprayed a lot of passes. 51 out of 54 passes he's made. I mean, accurate. He's actually, he's been spraying the ball around. Everything's sort of been going through him in a sense. He's a bit like Rodri was up against Spain. Obviously not as good in last night's match. And he's doing a similar job to great effect. 6.9 for Enzo Fernandez. Receives the ball in a decent enough position, but and has actually managed so far to be quite progressive in his passing, which has also always been good to see. I'd like to see him maybe... He's oftentimes gone more further wide to Tagliafico than cutting inside. So maybe that could change a bit. 6.3 for McAllister. He's had a quiet game, to be honest. And his shooting, well, he had 1 header, which was saved. Very good save, actually. It was a very, very good save. And we'll come on to Chabert. But it was considered a big chance missed. I think the goalkeeper deserves more of plaudits, to be honest. Rodrigo de Paul on a 6.7. A lot of infield crosses. 1 cross out of his 2 have been accurate. 1 key pass, 1 big chance created. A lot of stuff has been going through him on that side. 6.5 for Lionel Messi. I think that's over the rating. He's missed a penalty and missed a set piece He actually had 3 total shots. 1 hit the woodwork, 1 was on target, and 1 was a penalty missed and considered a big chance missed, of course, I would suspect. But in terms of passing, again, hasn't done much. 2 key passes, which is great. 1 out of 2 crosses, accurate. But again, I don't think he's done too much, to be honest, Messi in this game. He's had 33 touches. There you go. And 3 progressive carries. 6.7 for Julian Alvarez. I think he had one of the best chances of the game, which led Chabert scrambling. He actually had 2 shots in total, 1 on target, 1 was considered a big chance missed. But I thought he's actually been quite decent so far, Julian Alvarez. I think he's been towards the better end of Argentina's players. It's an 8.4 for Chabert. Well, what a player he has been. Has made 3 huge saves, prevented 1.38 goals, by the way. Apparently, penalty is going to be one of them ones that will be talked about for ages. I think he's maybe even been Egypt's best player this tournament. I think it's worth saying how good he's been. 6.3 for Hani. He's hardly had the ball. I've actually not really spoken about him at all. 3 defensive contributions, only won 1 out of 5 ground duels. Needs to have a better second half, in my opinion. Alvarez has been given far too much time on the ball, and so sort of meant that he's been a bit of a weak spot. 7.7 for Ibrahim. Obviously, Yasser Ibrahim was the one who scored from that amazing header, but has done it at both ends of the pitch. 4 defensive contributions. Hasn't put a foot wrong this game, I would say. Definitely between him, them two, Chabert and Ibrahim, of who is going to be man of the match. Couldn't quite tell you at the moment. 6.9 for Rami Rabia. 6 defensive contributions. 3 out of 4 ground duels he's won so far as well. In terms of doing a lot of tracking back, keeping cover defensively. There was a bit of a scare in stoppage time that he might have had to come off injured. Rabia, he was the number 5 I was talking about, who seemed to be in a lot of agony. Hafez on a 6.8 has actually progressed quite nicely forward, actually. Won all 3 of his ground duels so far and has been a very effective win-back. It's a shame that the players ahead of him haven't been as effective on this side. Hassim Hassan on a 6.3. He's been quiet. As a winger, he needs to be much, much more. He's only had 2 crosses, neither on target. He's been poor, in my opinion, Hassan. 6.5 for Lachine. A couple of opportunities. But again, we've grown to being accustomed that he's had a few decent moments this World Cup, and not quite in today's game, I wouldn't say. We know he can play better. 6.8 for Atia. He had the assist, of course. And, 1 key pass, 1 big chance created, and 1 out of 2 crosses accurate. So from that standpoint, not a problem at all. My problem is that he's lost possession 5 times, and often has caused needless pressure on his defence. So that's why he's a bit easy come, easy go, if you will. 6.3 for Assure. His passes just haven't come off. They just haven't come off today. And that for me is the problem. He's meant to be the winger, and he's just I feel bad for him because I think he's nursing a bit of injury, but I wouldn't be surprised if he came off. 6.8 for Mohamed Salah. Hasn't done a lot. I don't know what. 6.5. I was going to say. Very quiet game so far from Big Mo. Get him on the ball and things happen, but so far not a lot. Same with Zico on a 6.3. We've seen better games, I think, from him so far in this tournament. So 1-0 to Egypt. They've not needed Salah to be on his A game, so to speak, to actually get into this game. But at the same time, I think for the basis of what it's worth, I don't think this game stays 1-0. That is what I can say. I really hope it doesn't go to extra time. I'm hoping we can see a couple of goals, actually, at least. So, I think we've probably got a couple of minutes left of this half-time stop. How do people see it going then? And it is worth saying that on the channel at the moment is a collection of posts with my predictions for Tier 7 and Tier 8 football. They are all available to peruse and criticize or affirm if you agree with them. So as I said earlier, hopefully my Tier 6, the National League North and South predictions will be able to come out on Friday. It's not a guarantee. Hopefully also one of the other games that we've got in the World Cup coming up this week. We've got France versus Morocco on Thursday. Will probably be my next live watch along. I don't think I'll be able to watch Spain v Belgium. I just don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to hopefully watch England versus Norway starting off at a more reasonable time at 10 o'clock as opposed to the 2 o'clock that I ended up doing a live watch along for. I was absolutely drained for. So they're the 2 quarterfinals I'll be watching in the upcoming week of football. It is sort of coming to the end of this tournament. It's rapidly approaching. So, do people see it still being in Egypt's favour come full time? I know a lot of people had Argentina as favourites at the beginning of the tournament. But now, not too certain myself. What in the name is this rubbish on my TV? Something called The Box. There you go. If you want to watch it, you can watch it. Not my cup of tea. So, second half in Atlanta coming up in a few moments' time as Egypt look to hold their lead, whereas, Argentina have to do something to get back into it if they want to see a place for them in the quarterfinals. I do feel like the round of 16 this year has thrown a lot of people out of it because if we said that Argentina had gone out of the round of 16 in previous years, we would have all said it's a disappointing tournament, especially out to Egypt. But in terms of this year, because of this round of 32 system, I think we've tended to ignore a bit this round of 16 just being a round of 16 and almost acting like it's a quarterfinals. It's taken us a bit of a time to adjust, I think, to the changes and the amount of teams and the amount of games, of course. It's been a lot of them. Will there be change? It looks like Fatih is potentially thinking about coming on this second half. I wonder if that's for sure. A lot of people, there was a lot of people for wearing a Egyptian shirt who went down at the whistle, shattered in some way or another. So, which one of them is going to be the one who comes off? Because Fatih is definitely coming on. The board is coming up. It is going to be Imam Ashur. I did suspect as much. And Mamdi Fatih will be the one coming on, having a whole 45 minutes plus under his belt to have an impact in this game. Well, hopefully more of a one than a Sure, who's sort of been nursing an injury and hasn't had much of an effect on the game so far. Egypt will kick us off the second half. Playing an almost sort of position of control in this game, I would say. It's a defensive kick. It always is going to be, isn't it? Long gone are the days where the passes was just short, side to side. Now it's always kicking back. And Argentina have a chance to attack immediately in this half. It is cut out fairly effectively, and it will open up for a counter-attack with Salah going forward. The counter-attack is swiftly cut out by Paredes' slide tackle. And it will be the throw-in, which has found Salah, who hopefully, for an Egyptian perspective, will be having a much more effective second half. Will be a free kick. It was a bit of a pulling back situation against him. And it was far too in the midfield for it to be decided to be a forward one. Emiliano Martinez in goal, Tagliafico, Lisandro Martinez, Romero, and Paredes, of course, as well. McAllister, Fernandez, De Paul, and Alvarez and Messi. I think I missed out Lina in that lineup. And it goes so quickly across the screen. You blink and you miss. So, Argentina patiently building up utilizing various players. They're coming forward. They can't really get that pass, and they managed to do very well there, actually, Messi, to get into the position, but it's straight at Shabir from the shot by De Paul, I think it was, in the end. Yes, it was De Paul. It took a deflection, but it was very claimed well by Shabir, and that's going to be a foul against the goalkeeper. Alvarez can't believe it. Shabir trying to get medical attention and then deciding against it. Is that going to be a free kick? It is. Tagliafico cannot believe it. He's gone to the back of Hassan. You just studged him, mate, in the back of the leg. I don't think Tagliafico can complain too much. Shabir in goal for Egypt. Hafiz, Ibrahim, Rabia, and Hani. Atia, Lachine, Ashur, come off for Fatih, Salah, and Hassan. And Zico leading the line. That's had a formation change by the looks of it as well. Now playing a 4-2-3-1. Oh, that's a poor ball, and they can break here, Argentina. A chance for Messi. He's won his team. It was a goal kick. It looked like he might have had something there. Oh, it did touch him last. Just the back heel. So, Egypt looking to keep their fragile lead intact. Hassan was challenging and came second best as McAllister's got it. A chance to progress through the field again. Paredes. It's all the way out wide. Opportunity presenting itself here. It was just kept in play there. It looked potentially as if it was going to go off the pitch, but managed to stay in. Paredes across. And chance for Enzo Fernandez. I think it's the number 24. Could be wrong about that. The progression forward. Cross can come in here. It's taken early, but it's past everyone. Hassan's cleared it. The second balls are cleared as well. And Hassan's got a chance to run down the field now here. He had a quiet first half, Hassan. He's progressed the ball quite nicely and won his team a throw in. If he gets an improvement in performance, I think we're going to be in for a good game. And he takes the throw backwards to Fatih. I think it was Fatih. It could have been actually someone else. Havertz or someone. But yes, it doesn't matter because Argentina's got the ball. And bit of a dramatic one to find Martinez there. And I mean, there's plenty of options. Paredes, having dictated the midfield so far this game, is continuing to do so in the second half. And he's just not quite the ability to find that unlocking pass yet. But that could be it. Headed in. It's cleared away. The seconds will come in. McAllister has it now. Progressing it forward. He gets the return, McAllister. He's gone all the way back to Paredes, who gets fouled by Salah himself. So a free kick. Messi seems to take absolutely all of them. If he can score from here, I'll be very impressed. Comes in, it's punched away. But Argentina's got a chance to rebuild from out wide. Paredes comes in with a shot. Flipping heck. Well, it's gone over the bar to Shabir's delight. Just a bit of a switching off, to be honest, and looking initially from when he kicked Shabir with a double punch. I don't know why we had a replay of that. Hani to Hassan. Hassan playing quite deep at the moment. I want to see him further forward. Great cross-field ball. Oh, I can't control it. That substitute who came on. Fatih. A chance for Argentina quite break. They're claiming the goalkeeper, sorry, not goalkeeper, the referee got him away. And he agrees. There'll be a drop ball. So, still 1-0 at the moment to Argentina. The longer that stays, the more Egypt might be thinking, well, do we just go to a bit more of a defensive formation? That's where warning bells need to be addressed. They need to score a second at least, I think, if they want to stay in this game. The cross comes in, by the way, but headed clear by Egypt. Messi has it, but Messi's lost it. And a chance for a break. Keith, maybe. I can't remember what he's called. With a long forward ball, but Romero manages to meet it capably. Somewhat of an improvement slightly since his shirt has come off, but I don't think the personnel itself is the reason the change. It's more the intensity of the likes of some of the other players, but it's a throw-in, not a free kick, apparently. There's a bit of a miscommunication about what was awarded in the end. Argentina get it regardless. I mean, when you have a throw in, it's oftentimes not even a benefit because you can rarely control it. Paredes cross field, all the midfielders getting a touch in here. That'll be a free kick. Messi dumped on the floor in the end by Fati. He just, he just grabbed hold of a jaw of Messi. Fati came on at half time. I know I'm not being rude. I'm not starting with chants, right? The name does speak for itself, though. Hey, Fatty, give us away. Fatty, give us away. Messi takes the free kick short. Feels like Argentina struggling to break this defence down. Opening up the second can of Pepsi. Max. Progressing forward now. Into the box it goes with Messi, but can't quite get it under control. It's running all the way back to the defensive line of Argentina. Still 1-0 to Egypt, 55 minutes in. Shabir well capable of collecting that cross. It was nowhere near McAllister, really. You just feel, though, that if it could be a smash and grab by Egypt. It really could be. Because I've yet to see anything this second half which would say to me that Argentina would be able to score a goal. In the first half, there were opportunities, but this second half has been quite dry. It's actually going to be a throw-in. Paredes with the touch out. He just came sliding in there. I think he's definitely been towards up there as one of Argentina's best players this game so far. That will go out for a Argentinian throw. Messi's done well in that position. Again, deciding to go defensively as opposed to parallel or forward. The pass comes in, but it's met by a red shirt instead. Chance for maybe a cross to come in. Is that going to be a free kick? No, says the ref. Martinez is adamant it should have been. And there's a chance here. Hassan's done an amazingly good run. He's given it off to Mo Salah, who's done a free-fall pass to Zico, who scored. And yet again, Egypt on the break. And they have scored. And it's that man Zico, who has had such an impressive tournament. He's been very much a star, where a lot of people thought, is it going to be Salah, is it going to be Marmoush? That man Zico has been the one who's actually grabbing a lot of the countries and the world's attention. And it's now 2-0 to Egypt. And the red wave goes round the ground. I mean, he's taken his shirt off. I mean, I don't think he'll be booked for it because there's nothing underneath it. But, I mean, there was claims that Martinez was fouled, dismissed by the ref. And then what a run by Hassan. He's run a solid sort of third of a pitch. VAR is going to be looking actually at this. Is it enough to be a free kick in the build-up? I don't think it is, to be honest. Or has he stepped on him? Maybe. It's going to be a tough call. Whichever way it goes will be controversial. I mean, it's that foul in the build-up. Is it a foul? It's margins. After VAR review, I can't hear what he's saying. The decision is no goal. It's going to be a free kick to Argentina all the way in Egypt's half. I mean, he did step on him. It is a harsh one, but Atia did foul Martinez. It's going to be harsh because that was a great piece of work all round by the team play, and all of that undone by VAR. It's a shame, but it was a foul in the build-up. Wonder how far they go back for being in the build-up to wipe something out VAR. And there's almost a chance there for Egypt. For Argentina with Tagliafico looking to make contact, but it's gone out for a corner. Now, this would be devastating if Argentina score from this. So far gone through to everyone and completely to the other side for Argentina, but they will come again. Flicked on clear. Egypt will be looking for a counter-attack opportunity, though, much like they have already, and still look to double their lead. But it's shown glimmers have so far the team of Egypt and Mexico are not Mexico. What the flip am I doing? I'm too tired. I've literally been recording game after game. This is like fourth live stream in 3 days. So I do apologize if I get the names slightly wrong, because I'm absolutely shattered. If you are a YouTuber yourself, you'd know how much energy it takes doing just talking for well over 2 hours straight on consecutive days. So I do apologize if I do make some mistakes and my lack of professionalism. It is unfortunate, but it comes with a territory. Egypt have it on their back line. We need to be careful here because Argentina will be trying to pounce on any mistake, but there's a lovely bit of interplay there, actually, and Egypt can break, but it's the great long field pass is just about dealt with by Christian Marrero. And Argentina have a turnover in play. According to me, I think I'm watching Mexico versus Morocco. There's no reason why at all, by the way. So, duel between Salah and Martinez sees Salah giving away a foul and an Argentinian free kick, which taken not where the foul happened, but we'll let it slide for the moment. And Messi has it. At the moment, Paredes has it, and he has to go backwards. As time ticks by, Argentina will be getting more and more worried and throwing more and more men forward. And we've already seen the threat that Egypt posed from a counter-attack a matter of moments ago. That could very much well happen again. I wouldn't wipe it out. Coming forward, Messi on the edge of the area, but has had to go backwards. Why is he so deep? Oh, that's a poor back pass if Martinez manages to get there. Emiliano Martinez, that is. But he was getting pressured, and wouldn't have done a back pass there. There was someone like Zico or something potentially thinking out attacking. Argentina for a double save, bringing on yet another Martinez. There are so many Martinezes in this flipping Argentinian squad, by the way. But they're going to wait until the next stoppage. So, a bit of interchange in play. Forward ball comes in. It's chested out for a corner. Well recovered by Zico. I've been very impressed with it in the second half. That's had a marked difference so far. And he just chested it out for a corner. He, doing a great job. So, Tagliafico and De Paul are the ones vacating for Gonzalez and La Martinez. So the third Martinez on the pitch. I think it's Lautaro Martinez, this one. But there's always that jeopardy of making changes, of disrupting the flow a bit. Zico gives away a corner. Second in quick succession. By that same man again. You can tell he's an attacking player. So, another corner comes in. Headed away, and the seconds are headed away as well. And a chance for an Egyptian counter-attack here. Mo Salah's got it at the moment. He's surrounded by 3 blue shirts. He has released it though to Hassan. And Hassan gets in the area. A cross comes in, and the shot comes in, and it's a goal. It's Zico. It's almost a repeat of the one moments before. But this one had no foul in the build-up, I can guarantee you that. And it is now 2-0 to Egypt. It's almost copy and paste from that goal almost 5 minutes ago. We're going to see hydration break probably after this goal as well. Celebrations happen. Yet again, Argentina hit on the counter-attack. And yet again, Egypt displaying brutally how effective they are at this counter-attack. It's a great run forward by Mohamed Salah, by the way. He's run almost the entire length of the pitch. He laid it off to Hassan just at the right time. Hassan's got past his marker or defender to whip off the cross there. And all it takes is just a Zico to knock it into the net, which only has Emiliano Martinez, who's, completely blindsided from it. There's nothing he could have done on that position. And Zico has made it 2-0 for Argentina. Finally got his goal and just rewards for his improvements of performances of his second half. What a difference a half makes. That team time talk must have made a world of difference, as his performances have just increased levels since half time. Well, this is a bit of a shock, isn't it? How many people had 2-0 Egypt as their prediction for this game? So, it's going to be a large uphill battle. It's not impossible. We know Argentina have got that firepower, but Egyptians' defence has actually been very, very good this tournament. I know I was slightly slandering them off at the start of the game, purely basis on I don't really know many of their players. But so far, they've been very, very good defensively. Certainly this game anyway. And so whoever wins this, looking like Egypt at the moment, will play whoever wins between Colombia and Switzerland tonight. I do think Colombia have a good chance in that game. They've been silently going through the motions a bit, and have had a very good campaign, which has gone under a lot of people's notices at the moment. Hassan's claiming he was fouled, and the ref disagrees. I don't know how he's claiming that. He's down injured. We are now having a drinks break. 70 minutes in, so it's a later one than we usually have. But, you know, what a game so far we have on our hands. 70 minutes in, it's 2-0 to Egypt. And Argentina finding themselves in a position that they aren't used to. Trailing 2 goals got behind and having to try and score a goal, despite having, you know, the majority of the momentum, by the way, in this game, the forward plays and whatever. But that counter-attack has proven so devastating so far against Argentina. We've seen it time and time again by Egypt. Mustafa Zico being obviously the one on it, but it's that run initially from Mo Salah, who's managed to do it, and then the layoff to Hassan, who got his cross on perfectly for the Zico goal. So all in all, decent enough display, but looking at the match momentum, it's all been Argentina. All of the goals are coming against the run of play. It could have been 3-0 though. Let's not forget that foul in the build-up, which a lot of people will be talking about, I'm sure, on that VAR decision. I think it is the correct one. I will say that, but I also think it was a very good attack, and but that attack which resulted in the goal was near perfect. That's counter-attacking football philosophy for you. If you wanted a good counter-attacking marksman, the layoff just the right time by Salah, he didn't keep it a second too long. He gave it to Hassan, who took a perfect touch to cross it in, and Zico was there to tap it into the net. You know, pitch perfect. There's not a single thing in that moment for me that was wrong with a counter-attack. It's such devastating abilities, and well, it looks like we are hopefully not going to extra time. I will be able to have my barbecue when I want to have my barbecue, because I was a bit of a worried. I said to a couple of my friends coming for 7 o'clock, and completely forgot if there is extra time, we're in a bit of danger. Anyway, there will be a substitute now for Argentina, desperately trying to roll the dice now at this proceedings. And there's also going to be Trezeguet coming on, a blast from the past for Egypt. Hassan's quads seem to have gone, so I think he's one who's going to be coming off. Was it Aston Villa Trezeguet was part of for such a long time? He was definitely in the Premier League. He's now playing for Al Ahly, the Egyptian Giants, at the age of 31. But yeah, he spent 3 years with Aston Villa, making 56 appearances. So all round known for that time in the Premier League. And may well be his last World Cup, Trezeguet. Well, what a campaign it's been for Egypt in general. We've been sort of waiting, haven't we, for Egypt to come alive with the talent they have. And we're showing it in this campaign, certainly. And it has actually, fortunately, come through to Lautaro Martinez. And it's flicked on by him. Molina has come off. It's more of a fortune with luck, and Montiel has come on. That's the Argentinian substitution. BS Lautaro Martinez lucky that he managed to get that touch, but it was just wide in the end. That's why they're both L Martinez as well. There's 3 Martinezes, by the way, on the pitch right now. Very common name in Argentina. Is there a more common name in the tournament? Well, there's a fair few Torreses or Torres as well around. Trying to think of other names, who have been around in the tournament a lot. Paredes has it now, and he's surveying his options quite nicely. That's a great through ball, actually. Cross comes in, but it's cleared away. Can't quite find him. It's offside in the end. He is miles off. He wasn't the one which got the ball, though. That's a bit of an odd decision. So, yeah, it was Hassan, just to confirm, who came off for Trezeguet. 15 minutes, 20 minutes-ish to go left of this game. Hopefully not too many injuries. So, what to expect from Egypt now is for the opening play a bit here, and that's a great position to be in. The cross comes in. It's going to find Trezeguet. Trezeguet has to get the cross off because he's at a bad angle, but he's hit the side netting. Should have passed it. Trezeguet. I don't know if he's really featured much in the tournament, to be honest. Is that Diego Simeone in the crowd as well? The Atletico Madrid manager. Progressing forward is Argentina now. The game is opening up, as we sort of expected it might do. Everyone seems to be wanting an action of a ball, but no one wanting to take a shot. McAllister lifted out wide. He gets the return instead. Thought cross might have been a better option there. Messi's shot is blocked. He was never going to challenge, to be honest. It was a very poor decision at that point. Cross comes in by the Lisandro Martinez, and it's going to go behind for a corner. A very, very thoughtful coaching staff at Argentina. If they score from here, there's still a hope for them. It's been a relentless barrage. Zico heads it away. He's done it at every end of the pitch, by the way, at the moment. Trezeguet is at block, throws it behind for a throw-in. At the age of 31, Trezeguet has been a loyal servant to Egypt. Some thought at one stage he might even surpass Salah. Never quite did. I think it was a bit fanciful thinking, and the goal is in the back of the net for Argentina. They have just scored a goal. It all just sort of happened all of a sudden, to be honest. It doesn't come as a surprise to me. There's a lot of complaints from the Egyptians that it's offside. Don't know. That's a very close call. It's a great header, by the way. You just can't quite get the save just right. I think it's number 13 for Argentina. Well, they're back in it. It's 2-1. It's a good job that Egypt got that second goal, because I did say that they would likely score Argentina, and they have proven so. Zico is coming off. His day is done. I thought he's had a very impressive game, in all honesty. Omar Marmoush coming on, though. What an option to bring off the bench, though. Well, Argentina will be now looking to press the issue. And a bit of urgency will be sneaking in as time goes by. There's 10 minutes of ordinary time, at least 5 minutes of stoppage time. So 15 minutes still left. And everyone will be looking at that boy Messi, won't they? To confirm, it was Christian Romero on the 79th minute to make it 2-1 with a beautiful goal, actually. He wasn't offside at all. It was, he hugged the defensive line very well, actually. Montiel takes this throw in. It's interesting it's taken Christian Romero, the centre-back, to score a goal past this, considering, the attacking talent they have, Alvarez and Messi and likes of that. And Argentina are coming and pushing forward. Almost everybody in a red shirt is back helping defensively here, and it will be a corner. McAllister's done well to get his team a corner in that position. The Egyptian fans are sort of wanting the game to open back up again in their favour. Now, of course, last time, or one of the previous times there was a corner in this game, Egypt had a devastating counter-attack. There's not going to be such one in this position, because it's even for the players further forward. It was too much on the pass. And Argentina coming again. Argentina have had their chances. They missed a penalty and they hit a bar from a free kick. And they had a chance there with Messi and Lautaro and Martinez. Messi came in with a cross and it was headed down by Lautaro and Martinez, but just wide in the end. Defensively, needed to be much better, because that header's on target is going to be more likely than not a goal. It's a goal kick. It's pumped downfield. But Argentina will have it again. And their day's not done. Their changes have brought a new freshness and perspective to this game, which has seen them looking oh so much more brilliant. Paredes is involved in all of this build-up and all the time. And pass comes in, an overhead kick, sort of more of a cross than a shot. It's under the roof of the crossbar and in. Lionel Messi scored. It's an equaliser. It's now 2-2. What a game we've got on our hands. Argentina have turned this game on a sixpence and has completely switched into their favour. And it looks like they're the only ones who are going to win this tie at the moment. It's a devastating blow for Argentina, for Egypt, but it was always likely to happen if, as soon as they start defending against quality that Argentina have. That man, Messi, he just doesn't stop scoring. He's had tournament after tournament in the record books of being top scorers in every single game. It's a wonderful cross. So it's a great pass by Lautaro Martinez, a great touch by Montiel to bring it just under control. And Messi, as calm as you like, steers it home. The save's not got enough power in it. It's hit the crossbar and in. It's quite unfortunate, to be fair. It was the save almost prevented the Messi goal, but we have seen it, and all the Messi fanboys can be delighted. about that. 2-2. 5 minutes left of normal time. Diego Simeone's family is delighted. As I'm sure Messi is. I'm going to have to say Egypt are going to get knocked out of this race because Argentina have switched it on in the last 5 minutes to 15 minutes. And unless they get caught in another counter attack, which they're more alert to now, I would imagine, having had it a couple of times. It's certainly been an exciting game. No one can say it's been a dull one. But I just have a feeling that Argentina's going to win it now. They've had most of the attacking play for most of this game, actually. Christian Romero can't quite keep that under control. It will be a goal kick. By the way, semi-automated offside shows that he's only just on for the first goal. I really like that technology. I think it's a good addition. It means that you don't have to get out them stupid lines during the VAR room. You know, it's very black and white. You sort of be wondering what that's happened for, and that's going to be a foul, and Egypt will have a free kick. Gonzalez is the one who's given away that free kick. So, can Egypt muster up something to be able to get back into this game? Because we're currently heading towards extra time. Something which I think disadvantages Egypt significantly. You know, we're looking at options on the bench, and Argentina have it, to be patently honest with you. Wherever the ball ends up, it's always going to disappear, isn't it? Into a crowd. Oh, inevitably trying to smuggle it out. Well, that's going to be another throw-in for Egypt. Around about the midfield mark. Can I just say what a difference Lautaro Martinez having been brought onto the pitch has made? I think maybe a few raised eyebrows, but he didn't necessarily start. But he certainly had an impact. Wow. The comeback by Argentina was well and truly on. And it's going to be so difficult. It's going to be so difficult. Throw in then. And Argentina's got a free kick in a dangerous position here. Lautaro Martinez, which is the one who's fouled, and he's beefing a bit with Haves. Haves definitely pulled him down. There's nothing about that that can be denied. It's a dangerous position for Argentina to be in. By the way, Messi's topping the Golden Boot with 8 goals. Mbappe and Haaland both on 7, and Kane on 6, and Dembele on 4. I mean, it's impressive, but it's not going to win any awards. But it's still very open who could win that boot. The free kick has ultimately amounted to nothing. It did result in a save, though, by the Egyptian goalkeeper. Well, Montiel with it now in the defensive area. Bit of a ambitious cross to Lisandro Martinez, rather. One of the Martinez's, and it's back with Emiliano Martinez. See, there's so many gaps now in this Egyptian defence, and we're getting second to every ball at the moment, and we've probably still got another at least 6 minutes of added time, I would suggest. So this sort of movement, it just is tipping me to have to tip towards Egypt, although they're on a counter-attack now, and this is where their threat is. It's a 4v2. It's a great interception of the pass. It was vitally needed in the end. And Argentina can propose their own counter-attack here. I mean, there's much more Egyptian players back in defence. But, yeah, it's really opening up end-to-end expansive stuff at the moment. And it's with Salah at the moment. He's taking the sting out of the game. It's 7 minutes of added time, by the way, and we've played 50 seconds of it. Thought for a moment, maybe, because we've seen it already so many times this game, that Egypt was going to punish Argentina with a counter-attack. I don't know if this goes to extra time. I think somebody wins this in stoppage time, to be honest. Great play forward for the number 3 here. Comes in with a cross. Oh, the header can't be met by Egypt. There's somebody on the floor claiming for a penalty of an Egyptian persuasion. VAR will be checking this while this happens. I'm sure of it. And I'm sure we'll get a replay at some point. But at the moment, Egypt is still on the attack, and they've actually got a lot of players forward. Salah with it now. Goes into the penalty area. That's far too easy. He needs to stay on his feet there. And Argentina have a chance to counter. It's all the way on the far end of the pitch with Lautaro Martinez. He cross comes in. It's headed into the back of the net. End-to-end stuff. Riveting stuff. And Argentina have taken the lead for the first time this game. 3-2. It just had it written on it for me. It just had it written on it. But somebody was going to get the winner. And it is Argentina who have managed to do it. I suspected as much. You can never rule them out at 2-0. It's the most dangerous scoreline in football. And how right has that proven to be? As it's now switched into the favour of 3-2 to the favourites Argentina. It's going to be a heck of a climb. And, well, there's going to be calls about that penalty shout at the other end of the pitch. We didn't get to see a replay of what it was. Argentina is still celebrating. So let's just say that goal. Now, what we're looking at here. There could be potential for a penalty. Not taken away from the actual goal itself, by the way, which is an absolute beauty. Lautaro Martinez in acres of space, and then he just gets the pitch-perfect cross, which is headed in by the number 24, which I believe, is it Enzo Fernandez? The Chelsea player. Still considered to be 3-2 to Argentina. There's a lengthy VAR check, I think, going on at the moment. That kid's celebrating, and the dad just goes and looks at the phone. What are you doing, mate? I get recording a reaction, but you just gone and looked at your phone. There's going to be a red card for one of the Egyptian staff. And Shabir is going to get a yellow. All of that for simulation. And another player as well. Not simulation, rather dissent. Different thing completely. Medina and Nicholas Otamendi will be coming on. Well, Alvarez and Romero's day is done. I must say, the reaction from the Egyptian coach has warranted many a booking at the moment. Nicholas Otamendi is currently with River Plate, having signed from Benfica, who he's been with for the last 6 years, but before that, 5 years with Manchester City, of course. Lachine day is done, by the way, as well, and Zizo is coming on. What even vibrations is going on that camera angle? So we had a Zico, he went off, and we now got a Zizo on instead. Although it's going to be a lengthy added period on top of already the stoppage time due to the ensuing mess. Enzo Fernandez, just to confirm, scored him in 92nd minute. And Argentina can breathe a bit easier. This game in the second half has been absolutely riveting to watch. There's a chance here for maybe 4, but a good bit of last-ditch defensive work has formed a goal kick for Egypt. So Shabir, to confirm, got a yellow card for disagreeing a bit too vociferously against the referee for his liking. To also confirm, Fati was also booked in that ensuing confrontation, and someone in the coaching staff was sent off, sent it down to the tunnel and said he's had enough. I've just realised Emiliano Martinez got a flipping Argentinian flag dyed into his hair. If you've ever seen a stupider haircut, well, there's one there for you. Hani flicked on. It's going to be a free kick for the Egyptians. Well, that's not where the foul happened at all, but we play on. We've probably got at least 2 minutes on for the bookings and the VAR checking and the goal, so I wouldn't be too worried about the fact that we're beyond the 7 minutes of stoppage time. And Argentina can hit on a break here. That's going to be a foul, surely, and a yellow card will be produced for stopping that counter-attack. You can't complain too much there, because if that's what we call a professional foul. Pushing over Lautaro Martinez and Atia is in the book. No, I don't mind it. Right, that is just part of the parcel of the game. And the referee is going to go over and book yet another member of the I think it's the Egyptian manager himself this time, actually. If this continues the way it's going to go, all of the coaching staff is going to end out in the flipping dugout. The Egyptian manager is fuming, by the way. He's been told by the referee to calm down. His referee is having absolutely no nonsense at the moment. Well, if it wasn't bad enough being down at least one of the coaches, another one being on a yellow card, he wanted to join the party and also got a yellow card. So yellow cards galore. I think it was more for verbally abusing the fourth official than the referee itself. That's gone out for a throw-in. Argentina benches are gesticulating. How long, ref? How much longer? By the way, confirm Hassan, the manager, was the one booked in a yellow card on that in the bench. I know there's been a great many, so it's always hard to tell. Argentina have it in the attacking. It's just given too much beans on it, and there will be a goal kick given away by Paredes in the end. So, it's duped him there, and the play is really expanding up. They need to do something. It's a long ball forward, headed away by Argentina. They got a chance to get this under control. We've had 100 minutes of football, 3 more minutes from the stoppage time initially was due to allow for. Lautaro Martinez with a couple of step overs and spins. He's still doing step overs now. What a bit of a showboating, and he's won his team a throw in by kicking against Zizou. He's now squaring up against. He needs to be careful out here because he's already on a yellow card. I mean, at the end of the day, what does a red card actually do at this stage? I don't think too much. If you're going home, you're going home. Enzo Fernandez takes the throw in. It's gone out for a Egyptian throw. Very defensive, in a position where we don't know how much time we've got left playing. We're just playing until we're playing, by the way. And I will just keep on waffling till a full-time whistle. And there we go. It has been given as a full-time whistle. An emotional Messi sees Argentina scrape through 3-2. What an uphill battle that was, right? It wasn't easy. And what a game of football we have had. I've absolutely enjoyed this game of football. Brings the love of the game in. So Egypt's heart's broken. It's unfortunate. We had 2 great counter-attacks. Actually, 3 great counter-attacks, but one of them ruled off for the foul in the build-up. So it could have been 3-3. Argentina, though, never gave up. Their heads never went down, and they managed to win 3-2 in the end. I won't be surprised if there is a bit of fireworks at the end of this game, actually. But I mean, I didn't particularly want to watch it if there was. I think we're more concerned about, the overall rankings and, Argentina put themselves in the next stage up against Colombia or Switzerland. That game kicks off later on tonight. 7.15 for Argentina. They have had an excellent second half of football. Well, last sort of 15 minutes, actually. It was all very condensed down. Martinez on a 6.2 rather, not 3.2. Imagine that, how bad that would be. I actually don't blame him too much, but he didn't make a save, which is kind of a bit of a problem when you're up against a team with such brutal attacking ability as Egypt displayed on fine form many a time. Tagliafico on a 6.5. From a purely objective defensive and passing, if he was purely a winger, he would have had a great game. But the fact is that he's a defensive player as well, and he wasn't covering defensively very well. And he came off for Nicolas Gonzalez on a 6.7, mildly improved. But again, he was more instrumental. He was basically just part of the build-up, throwing players forward at that stage and started getting involved in a bit of desperation, which was needed. 7.0 for Lisandro Martinez, who I actually think recovered the game very nicely. He had a much better second half. I was a bit scathing of him at half-time, if you recall. Well, I think he did do a bit better in the second half. 13 defensive contributions, won all 4 of his tackles, 7 clearances, won 7 out of 9 ground duels as well. A vastly improved half for the player. A 7.8 for Christian Romero. He can't get much better than he did. He scored the opener for Argentina. He had 9 defensive contributions, won all 3 of his tackles, won 3 out of 4 ground duels, 4 out of 6 aerial duels. Did have an error leading to shot, but 7 recoveries as well. Overall, decent work by Romero. Unfortunately, he did have to come off, or came off very late for Nicolas Otamendi. I mean, he did play enough of a game, Otamendi, I think, for me to fairly rank him. 6.5 for Molina. And yeah, defensively, very quiet game. Only 4 defensive contributions in all. 3 out of 4 ground duels, 1. He was dribbled past once as well. 5 recoveries. He was sort of left in no man's land and understandably came off. And he came off and replaced him was Montiel, who was on a 6.9, mainly due to the assist he had for one of the goals, which, to be fair, was just a flick on. It was all the work of everyone else, other than the person who gave it a flick on, to be honest. I think slightly unfair boosting of the stats, to be honest. 8.3 for Leandro Paredes. Controlled everything in midfield. 115 out of 119 passes were accurate. What stats he has picked up in this one. He's had a fantastic game. Or most of them as well were like going forward in the vast majority of cases. Not many side to side or backwards. And that's what I love to see. You know, he was always looking up, always picking great passes forwards. Enzo Fernandez also had a great game. He had a goal on an 8.0. Much improved. Again, started cutting in field a bit more. And, you know, I think had a very good game overall. I mean, he obviously had that goal right towards the end of the game, which won it. So he'll get a lot of the headlines, I think, for that. But overall, inhabited that attacking midfield with great strength. 6.5 for McAllister. A bit of a quiet game from him, to be honest. And obviously, the shooting aspect had 2 shots, 1 on target and a big chance miss as well. 6.7 for DePaul. When he came off, things massively improved. Lautaro Martinez was, I think, a much better player than Rodrigo DePaul. Not to take away from me, he had 2 key passes, 1 big chance created, and 4 crosses, with 1 being successful. But in terms of Lautaro Martinez, with an assist on a 7.1, fantastic game by him. His shooting, well, he missed 3 shots. One of them was blocked and one of them was a big chance missed. But in terms of his passing, sublime. It's fair to say. That 1 assist, the 1 big chance created, 1 key pass, and the 1 cross, which was accurate. Apparently, he had 0 out of the 4 passes accurate, but how can that be the case if he got an assist and a big chance created? It doesn't make sense to me. That I think is a bit buggy. Alvarez on a 6.9, I think could have had a better game. I think that is fair. He had 2 shots, both in the first half, 1 on target, 1 missed, and 1 was offside, and came off from Medina, but Medina didn't. It was very late on in the game. Messi with an assist and a goal, got a 9.3. He's been ranked as man of the match. Understandably so, you know, he did have a total of 5 shots with a goal, 2 on target. It would work as well, and 1 block, 1 big chance to miss. And obviously missed that penalty as well, but he was an unselfish player, as he always is, Lionel Messi. He doesn't always have to take on the shot. Sometimes he opts to lay it off, and that's why he, for me, is better than Ronaldo. And I know I'll probably divide a fan base over that, but that is a hill I'm willing to die on. You know, he's more of a team player. He doesn't just score the goals, but he gets the assists as well. Shabir on a 7.3, you know, he did get booked for giving a bit of a mouthful, but no disgrace in his game. I know he conceded 3 goals, but none of them are his fault, right? He made a total of, he saved a penalty and he made 4 total saves as well. 3 punches, 3 saves from inside the box, and 1 high claim. He definitely kept the score down. You know, it could have been much worse. That penalty could have gone in. And it was really the problems, especially 5.7 rated Hani, who has had a blinding, disgusting game. He was dribbled past 3 times, single-handedly hold him responsible for at least 2 other goals, I feel. What he was thinking, I do not know. He's seen Egypt fly back on the plane when they should be going through to the quarterfinals. He is the single reason, I think, that Egypt to be knocked out. I don't like blaming it on an individual, but sometimes like that, it is. You just got to take a bit of accountability. Yasser Ibrahim scored the first goal in the first half and 10 defensive contributions as well, 7 clearances. He was fantastic. Every aspect of his game was fantastic. It's between him and Shabir and obviously Zico, for who I'm potentially tossing up with being the best player for Egypt. It's quite hard to tell, but we're all very equal. Rami Rabia on a 6.8, 11 defensive contributions in all. 5 out of 6 ground duels were won. Very decent game by him in all facts of considering. I'm surprised on a 6.8 he was ranked as low as he is. Hafez on a 6.2 as well. Another wing back who has been disgustingly bad. 8 defensive contributions, 7 clearances, 5 recoveries and 3 out of 6 ground duels, but was dribbled past once as well. I think he was responsible for the goal that was the one which Messi scored, or was the one, I think it was one Messi assisted. 6.7 for Hassan, who came off injured. I thought he had a better second half than first half. He had 1 assist, that wonderful assist on that counter-attack and break, 1 big chance created, 1 key pass. It was a shame he had to come off because he was improving. He did get that yellow card as well, so maybe a bit more of a precautionary measure as well. And his replacement, Trezeguet, on a 6.4 rather. Disappointing appearance for Trezeguet. I thought he could have done a bit better, to be honest, but didn't quite. 6.6 for Lachine. I think he had a bit of a quiet game. Egypt never quite dictated the tempo as much as we expected it to be the case. And he did eventually make way for Zizou in the 90th minute, although too little, too late for anything to count. 6.6 for Atia, who got an assist and a yellow card. But I think in terms of for a midfielder, he had a decent play in terms of spraying the balls. That 1 big chance created, that 1 key pass, 1 out 2 accurate crosses, that assist ultimately is the most important one. In terms of that aspect, beautiful. In terms of running forwards, he lost possession 11 times. So it was a bit of a hit and miss player for me. 6.4 for Ashur, who also came off injured. And he had a very poor first half, I think. You could tell he did his groin in very early and was never the same since. And he came off at halftime for Fatih, who was very much in danger at one point of being sent off. He got a 6.6 in the end, only a yellow. But he was given a right bit of lip. So I think he's lucky he could have considered himself still on the pitch. Salah on a 6.7. No goals or assists, but you can't take away the fact of that amazing progressive carry that he had. He was involved at least twice with taking, if not 3 times, of taking the ball from a defensive position to an attacking position. Lost possession 12 times, yes, but had 13 carries in total. Progressed the ball 114.8 meters. Progressive carrying distance 119.4 meters. The longest one was 49.4 meters. He ran pretty much the whole length of the pitch and was involved in the break of the second goal. Zico on a 7.6. Could have got a brace. Unfortunately, he had to settle for that 1 goal on that fast break, but it was almost a copy and paste effort. And actually, it wasn't offside. It was the foul in the build-up play, which unfortunately saw him not get the brace because I thought he deserves a lot of plaudits for what he did, and he actually came off for our Omar Marmoush, who was on a 6.5. I actually think had very little impact on the game. I know at that point that Egypt started defending a bit more, and yet again, I must say Egypt's defence is their undoing. You know, they can hit on a quick counter and a fast break, but ultimately Argentina's attack just proved too much in the end. Anyway, I'm going to end the video. I'm going to prepare my barbecue, and please do subscribe if you've stayed around for this long. I hope you all have a good one, and I'll see you all at some point in the near future. Goodbye for now.